Very interesting. Sarah Davey there with Sophie. Now, Sport England has announced a £250 million expansion of new partnerships in 27 of the most deprived areas in England.
So it comes after warnings of a growing inactivity crisis linked to poor life expectancy and also antisocial behaviour as well. Let's
speak now to the paediatrician and broadcaster, Dr. Goody Singh, who knows a lot about this topic. And thank you so much for joining us. Good morning to you. I guess the first broad question is just the extent to which inactivity in these sorts of areas, and sport in particular, does affect people's quality of life and indeed life expectancy.
Yeah, I mean, look, I can say that as a paediatrician working in this country, I hear the same story from young people in deprived areas all the time, which is that there's basically nowhere safe for them to go. There's nothing that they can afford to do. And they literally feel that their neighborhoods have been written off. And, you know, you and I know that when we're growing up, what we want is space. We want to feel safe. We want to be out there. And again, I don't need to tell you about the obesity epidemic that's affecting our country today. We need to have sports and activities central to the way that children can grow up. And if we don't have that, we're kind of building in these habits very early on, which means that children just can't do the things that we want them to do, which is to stay healthy right from day one all the way through.
How important is it as well? I mean, we know this in all areas of life, from different parts of education just to behaviour and habits, but how important is it to sort of set the tone with kids at a young age to be exercising and to being healthy?
Well, habit formation is central to everything that we do. And, you know, we want to set up the conditions so that everybody in society, whether they are rich or poor, whatever background, can do those things, because these things are pivotal and they do make a difference. But I will tell you, when you ask kids about what sports and activities mean to them, it's really not about winning gold medals, right? It's about belonging. And I think this is key, and this is something we forget. So sports clubs or activity groups, what they do is that they give young people a safe place to go to after school. They give you adults who believe in you and teams that believe that you matter. And I can tell you that we are facing in this country a mental health epidemic. But if we were to be able to channel those young people into these sports and activities groups, we will build their confidence. They will have friendships that mean that they have a sense of community, and that can turn things around. And so these habits are not just about doing exercise. They're also about having those connections with other people that give you meaning and mean that you can avoid the other harmful habits that you develop instead.
I'm a massive believer, to be honest, in the power of sport, particularly for young people, when it comes to mental health, when it comes to learning relationships, all of that kind of stuff. I think I'm a huge believer in it. I'm just so struck by, you know, the gap that you've been talking about when it comes to more deprived communities. And I just wondered if you could kind of unpick a bit. Why do you think it is that it's specifically in, you know, the related to, you know, the more deprived communities perhaps not doing enough sport?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I mean, the truth is that like those life expectancy gaps that we talk about, they're not caused by one single thing, right? We know that they're a result of all of the issues that build health. Because health, you know, the thing that we've forgotten is that health is not built in hospitals, right? The gap is caused by poverty, poor housing, insecure work, and yes, of course, physical inactivity. But the thing is that there's only so much that you can do if you live in an area that doesn't have access to green space, doesn't have affordable places where you can exercise. No matter what you do in that situation, like you're not going to be healthy. And you know, we talk about exercise within the field that I work in. We talk about exercise and sport as being this miracle cure that we have not yet tapped into for really creating health and wealth in this country. And the problem is that so many people face so many barriers. And it doesn't matter whether we're talking about wealth, or we're talking about racial disparities, or we're talking about geographical issues, things like the rural-urban divide. The point is that we have
Tesco finest party food. 3 for 2 with your Tesco Club card. Shouldn't you wait for the guests to arrive? That's what makes it Christmas. Tesco. Every little helps.
They want. And so there's something about believing in communities to basically make health happen and create health out where it belongs.
It's been great to talk. Thank you so much for coming on and talking to us about that report out this morning.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Trevor Phillips is going to join us to talk about the doubled prostate cancer risk for black men and why getting tested matters. And we'll talk to him about the budget, what he's got coming up on his show on Sunday, and just shoot the breeze with our good friend Sir Trev. We'll be right back.